Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. So this video is going to be what makes K-pop so appealing video. And just for like a quick little disclaimer, this video is not going to be like one of those parents, here's why your kid loves K-pop or whatever, like why you should become a K-pop stan. Like that's not what this video is going to be if you were expecting that. This video is going to be a genuine look at what makes K-pop so appealing to people who aren't Korean and people who haven't grown up listening to it. And I just want you guys to know really quick, like, what my perspective is, like, where these opinions are coming from. So I'm not Korean. I didn't grow up listening to any other music aside from music in English and music from American celebrities. And I just wanted to make this video because there are some things I've noticed since becoming a K-pop stan that really stand out to me, that differentiate from the Western music industry. Also, a quick thing, I know I'm using my real voice, obviously, and I'm still going to be switching back and forth between the Siri voice. I just decided to use my real voice, number one, because I had the time, and number two, because I felt like using my real voice would really get my point across more clearly in this video. But anyways, let's just get into the video. Okay, so the first appeal I've noticed about K-pop that's different from the Western music industry is that K-pop is way more than just the music. In the Western music industry, it's really only about the music. Like, you can like look deeper into a celebrity's personality, but like I don't really know how to say it, but like there's not the sort of push in the music industry, in the Western music industry, to get to know a celebrity as deeply as you do in K-pop. Like in K-pop, there's all sorts of shows, reality shows, variety shows that get you to know and love an idol and the group that you're standing or the soloist that you're standing. And I feel like that's very different from the Western music industry because it's just really not as their idols aren't promoted in that way really in American music. Like it's really just like, here's an album, here's a song here or there, maybe I'll do an interview here and there. But like in K-pop, interviews, variety shows, reality shows are like a given. Like it's something you have to do, you know what I mean? Like it's really about getting you to know an idol really well. Next appeal is the live performances for every new release. So in the Western music industry, it's very rare that a celebrity will promote the way groups in K-pop do. Like in K-pop, there's all sorts of like music stages you go on to promote a song, like Inkingayo, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Music Bank, all these sorts of shows. It's very rare that you'll see somebody doing that in the Western music industry. Like, if a Western celebrity releases a new song, we'll maybe get a performance of it at their concert if they have one. We'll get a performance of it at a music award show if they go. But, like, it's very rare that you'll see anybody promoting their live performances the way that people in K-pop do. Like in K-pop, it's just a given that you're going to have like a stage. Like it's just a given that you're going to be promoting this song live. Like it's not even a question. But yeah, I just think that's a very significant difference because it's very rare. Like I said, it's very rare to see somebody in the Western music industry promoting their songs the way that K-pop idols do. Next opinion, this kind of ties in with my last one, but idols are very well promoted in K-pop. Like all these reality shows, variety shows, survival shows, fan signs, fan sites, like it's just like you're always surrounded by information about that idol, if that makes any sense. Like in the Western music industry, it's like they promote their new song or new album, but they really don't do much else. Also, the amount of comebacks or new releases that Idol has per year very much is different from the amount of releases that a Western celebrity will have. Like, there are celebrities in the Western music industry that have gone years without releasing new music. Like, you'll probably have to wait. It's not uncommon to wait like 3, 4, 5 more years for new music. And in the K-pop industry, like, Blackpink went on break for like a little over a year and people were flipping their shit. Like, it's very common for a group, a soloist, to have a minimum of 2 comebacks a year. And if they're not, it's like, you know, they're doing something wrong. And I can't say that I disagree with that. Like, I don't think they should be having constant comebacks. But, like, one thing I think that the Western industry should change is the frequency of how often they're releasing music. Like, you don't have to release it constantly, but, like, I think 2 songs, 2 comebacks a year it's a decent enough amount. And, like, some celebrities over here aren't even doing that. So, yeah. Next appeal is how groups really dominate K-pop while soloists dominate the Western music industry. This is something that stands out to me a lot just because I won't say there's very few soloists in the K-pop industry. There's a decent amount, but, like, they're not nearly as popular as groups are in K-pop, while in the Western music industry, soloists really, really dominate the industry, and there are very few active K-pop groups. There are very few active groups in the Western music industry right now. Sorry, I just, like, choked. But, yeah, like, I feel like it's just a very interesting difference to me how, like, groups are just very, very popular in K-pop. Also, the amount of members in a group, like, before, I feel like a lot of people, you know, who are only familiar with Western music think maybe 5 to 6 members in a group is too much. And then you have, like, NCT over here with, like, their 21 members and Unlimited Concept. Like, when I first got into K-pop, it was like, holy shit, 12 members? And people were like, yeah, and that's not even how big the groups get. Like, it's just very interesting to me, the dynamic between groups and soloists, and how that, like, they're basically the complete opposite of each other, the K-pop industry and the Western music industry when it comes to that. Next appeal is how bad reputations in K-pop will literally shatter your career. Like, I feel like people might disagree with me on this, but, like, I feel like in the Western music industry, people have done very horrible things. Like, they've done some really shitty stuff, and they still have their careers, they still have their money, they're still releasing music, people are still listening to it, they're still overall loved by the general public. While in K-pop, if you do something that's deemed problematic, your career is just done for. Like, forget about ever, like, coming back from that. Like, your career is done for. Like, it's just over. And I think that has to play in with, like, what I mentioned before about how K-pop is really about getting to know an idol. And because you're getting to know an idol so intimately, when they do something problematic, it's just, like, it just ruins them. Like, it's not like something they can easily bounce back from in the Western music industry. Next appeal is how competitive it is. Like, I feel like people might disagree and say that the Western music industry is more competitive, but in my opinion, K-pop is very, very competitive. Like, the amount of fan wars people have over groups, I think also, like, kind of plays into how competitive it gets. But there's so many award shows. There's so many awards you can win. There's just so much competition to be the best boy group, the best girl group, the best soloist, whoever. And I feel like that's just not something I really see a lot in the Western music industry. Like, there's award shows. There's the Grammys. That's a really big award show, obviously. But I feel like in K-pop, it's just this constant stream of award shows. Like, I'm just like, oh, an award show here, oh, an award show there, oh, an award show there. So, yeah, I feel like K-pop is very, very competitive compared to the Western music industry. And the last appeal is how, quote-unquote, simple it is to become famous. Now, I don't really mean that it's so easy, like just audition and like for a company or whatever, and then you're just like, you know, you're famous all of a sudden. But like, to me it's very interesting, like all these entertainment companies in K-pop, and how you can just audition for them, and if you get accepted you train and then you debut. Like, you really don't see that over here in the Western music industry. Like, that trainee system we don't have in the Western music industry. Like, the only way to get famous in Western music is just, you know, sing, post your covers on YouTube, post it on Spotify, whatever, and just hope that people like it, hope that you have a big break or whatever. But like, there's really no trainee system over here where like you can go to a company, audition, become a trainee, and then debut. Like, it's really like, if you want to get famous in the Western music industry, you're really on your own. Like, I know, like, K-pop has its difficulties in getting famous. Like, there are plenty of groups who have ended up disbanding because they ended up not doing well. But, like, the trainee system is very interesting to me just because, like, it just seems very simple in comparison to how a lot of celebrities over here get famous. But, yeah. Okay, so that's the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. This is pretty different from what I've done in past videos, so I hope this wasn't too much of a shock to you guys. Like, leave a comment, subscribe, whatever. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Love you guys. Bye.